Hello and welcome back to this channel Comic Books. Today, we will be doing a recap of a DC Universe visual novel called Batman the Killing Joke Deluxe Edition from 2019. Batman the Killing Joke is a prestige edition one-shot written by Alan Moore and drawn by Brian Bolland, published by DC Comics in 1988. It has in its original form continuously been held in print since then. It has also been reprinted as part of the DC Universe, the Stories of Alan Moore trade paperback. It was later reprinted in 2019. The chapter begins and we see a concerned Batman visits Arkham Asylum and goes to Joker's cell. The Joker is sitting alone in his cell, playing with a deck of cards as Batman sits at the opposite end of the table. The Dark Knight tells Joker that the constant madness of their lives must end, or otherwise one of them will surely die at the hands of the other. Batman says to Joker that he has been thinking about them and about what's going to happen at the end, that he asks the Joker that they will eventually have to kill each other, right? Batman says that perhaps the Joker will kill him or perhaps he will have to kill him sooner or later. Batman says to him that he just wants to know that if he had made genuine attempts in order to change this outcome. Batman in anger asks the Joker if he was listening to him. It was a life and death matter. Maybe the Batman will die or maybe the Joker will die. He doesn't understand why their relationship has to come to such fatal end. And Batman further says that he doesn't want to kill the Joker. The Joker just remains silent and he doesn't move and keeps playing with the cards, and Batman grabs the clown's arm, infuriated. Batman notices that he has white stains on his hands and grabs the man in front of him, who is just a man dressed and wearing makeup to look like the Joker. Batman questions the man about the location of the Joker, who has escaped Arkham and is on the loose. The Joker intends to drive Gotham City Police Commissioner James Gordon insane to prove that the most upstanding citizen is capable of going mad after having one bad day. As part of his plan, the Joker managed to scam the owner of a rundown amusement park into giving him control, also poisoning him in the process, when shaking hands on the deal, revealing that the park was actually Joker's since an hour beforehand thanks to his minions forcing his business partner to grant Joker ownership. Along the way, the Joker has flashbacks to his early life, gradually explaining his possible origin. The man who would become the Joker is an unnamed lab assistant who quits his job at a chemical company to become a stand-up comedian, only to fail miserably. Desperate to support his pregnant wife, he agrees to guide two criminals into the plant for a robbery. During the planning, the police come and inform him that his wife has died in a household accident involving an electric baby bottle heater. Grief-stricken, the comedian tries to withdraw from the plan, but the criminals strong-arm him into keeping his commitment to them. At the plant, the criminals make him don a special mask to become the infamous Red Hood. Unbeknownst to the man, this disguise is simply the criminals' scheme to implicate any accomplice as the mastermind to divert attention from themselves. Once inside, they almost immediately blunder into security personnel, and a violent shootout and chase ensues. The criminals are gunned down, and the comedian finds himself confronted by Batman, who is investigating the disturbance. Panicked, the man deliberately jumps into the chemical plant's toxic waste catch basin vat to escape Bat, and is swept through a pipe leading to the outside. Once outside, he discovers to his horror that the chemicals have permanently bleached his skin chalk white, stained his lips ruby red, and dyed his hair bright green. This turn of events, compounding the man's misfortunes of that one day, drives him completely insane and results in the birth of the Joker. Joker makes his move and he knocks on the door of Commissioner Gordon. Barbara opens the door and is shocked at the sight of the Joker, dressed in a tourist outfit and pointing a gun at her. Joker shoots Barbara in the spine and his henchmen enter the house and knock Commissioner Gordon out, while Joker starts undressing the wounded Barbara and takes out a camera. The Joker kidnaps Gordon, shoots and paralyzes his daughter Barbara. Barbara is taken to a hospital, and the doctors tell Harvey Bullock that the damage caused by the bullet would make her unable to use her legs ever again. Batman visits Barbara, and when she recovers, she begs Batman to save her father from whatever the Joker has planned. Joker takes Gordon and imprisons him in a run-down amusement park. His deformed henchmen then strip Gordon naked and cage him in the park's freak show. He chains Gordon to one of the park's rides and cruelly forces him to view giant pictures of his wounded daughter in various states of undress. Once Gordon completes the maddening gauntlet, the Joker ridicules him as an example of the average man, a naive weakling doomed to insanity. Batman searches all over the city for Joker with no good results. Suddenly, the bat signal beacons in the night and Harvey Bullock gives Batman 2 tickets to the abandoned amusement park. Batman arrives to save Gordon, and the Joker retreats into the funhouse. Batman's attempts to locate Commissioner Gordon are unsuccessful, until the Joker sends him an invitation to the amusement park. Though traumatized by his ordeal, Gordon retains his sanity and moral code, and insists that Batman capture the Joker by the book to show him that our way works. Batman dodges a series of booby traps while the Joker tries to persuade his nemesis that the world is a black, awful joke that is not worth fighting for, and it only takes one bad day to drive an ordinary man insane. Batman subdues the Joker and tells him that Gordon is as sane as ever, and the Joker is alone in his madness. He then commented that, while he doesn't remember exactly how his bad day went due to his memories changing every time, he knows he went crazy as a result, especially after knowing how the world was a black, awful joke. He then ranted as to why Batman won't acknowledge he's gone crazy, especially when he's pretty sure the Caped Crusader was smart enough to see things from his eyes, pointing out how the Cold War frequently came close to escalating to World War III due to a flock of geese appearing on a computer screen, or how the Second World War was allegedly caused by Germany entering an argument over the amount of telegraph poles they owed the Allies when undergoing reparations shortly after the First World War, and then denouncing everything everyone has strived to fight for as being a monstrous, demented gag before demanding to know why Batman not only doesn't see the funny side, but why he isn't even laughing at all. Eventually, Batman tracks down the Joker and, after explaining that the reason he isn't laughing at all, nor seeing it as a funny side is because he's heard the joke before, and it wasn't funny the first time around, subdues him. Batman then attempts to reach out to him to give up crime and put a stop to their years-long war, otherwise, the two will be eternally locked on a course that will one day result in a fight to the death between them. The Joker declines, however, ruefully saying it's too late for that ... far too late. He then tells Batman a joke that was started earlier in the comic. See, there were these 2 guys in a lunatic asylum. And one night they decide they don't like living in an asylum anymore. They decide they're going to escape. So, they get up onto the roof, and there, just across this narrow gap, they see the rooftops of the town, stretching away in the moonlight, stretching away to freedom. Now, the first guy, he jumps right across with no problem. But his friend did not dare make the leap. You see, he's afraid of falling. So then, the first guy has an idea. He says, hey, I have my flashlight with me. I'll shine it across the gap between the buildings. You can walk along the beam and join me. But the second guy just shakes his head. He says, what do you think I am? Crazy. You'd turn it off when I was halfway across. The joke is funny enough to make the normally stone-faced Batman laugh. They continue to laugh as the police approach. Batman then grabs the Joker and the story ends, leaving it up to the reader to determine the Joker's fate.